No. Yeah, so on this totally random night, I'm doing a totally random thing, which is that I'm eating totally random food, and unfortunately my webcam is so crappy, so I don't think it will really show anything properly. Let's see. Yeah, that looks like a disgusting mess. But basically, what I did is I put a lot of leftovers together with a can of sardines, threw some guava jelly, which is the rough equivalent of strawberry jam, some ketchup, some bread. This looks like some sort of pasta with mixed vegetables. Yeah, and just throw it on a plate and throw it in the microwave. So the idea is that microwaves are awesome inventions which are able to turn random sets of stuff into food, and I'm thankful for that. You might want to know what this has to do with anything. It has nothing to do with anything else at all. So there we go. This is quite hot. It's so hot that I can't even tell if it tastes good or not. I can taste the jam. I can feel the sardines. Right, yeah. So don't recommend you trying this at home because who knows, this stuff might cause cancer or something when used in this combination. But you know, there's a method behind my madness. I like fish, so hence the sardines. The pasta-like stuff was just lurking about in the fridge. I guess nobody else wanted to eat it. To be honest, it doesn't really look too healthy. I think it was oversaturated. I didn't like it. Anyhow. Well, it says there. Bread, I love bread. I would actually have made maybe a sardine and something sandwich if there was more bread, but there wasn't, so there's just this little piece over here. And yeah, had a had an epiphany. Yeah, I had a sort of revelation earlier today, man. The word is epiphany, though. But that wasn't what the revelation or epiphany was about. It wasn't about the word epiphany. I just realized that I can think clearly now that it isn't like super hot, but that there's a lot of work that I want to do. Actually, that I need to do if I want to achieve what I want to achieve. So I mean, thing about doing a lot of work is that it causes a lot of stress. So the best thing to do is to avoid letting that stress build up. Adrenaline builds up over seconds, but cortisol builds up over days. The best way to get rid of cortisol is to soak in some warm water. So I went to the beach. Went for a little swim. Spent, I don't know, maybe an hour. Might not even have been that long. I think it came out around 5:30. I got there around maybe 4:30. So yeah, about an hour. It was relaxing, enjoyable. I didn't even feel well on the way down because I decided to walk rather than take the bus or anything. On the way down, the sun was hot. Once I actually got in the water, I forgot all about the sun. Water actually felt cold. Something to do with specific heat capacity and whatnot. Wind blowing across the water. But yeah, see, that's the thing about going to the beach in the evening. The water is gonna be cold to the touch or to the body. I mean, I think it is physically colder than the ambient air anyway. But I think that's a good thing. Get to cool down while still being warm. Best of both worlds. When I was a kid coming up, I heard that you're supposed to chew your food like 30 times or something for each mouthful. Who the heck has time to do that? I mean, yeah, it would make digestion better and avoid stomach aches and stuff like that, I suppose. But I guess if we all did things like that, paid enough attention, we wouldn't have dentists, would we? Most doctors' offices will also be empty. So stress causes a lot of problems. One thing I notice in animes and manga is that the Japanese are maybe highly stressed, but they take their relaxation very seriously. Like every house or every apartment has some sort of hot tub, or there's some sort of public bathhouse nearby or something like that. And that makes sense. Can't be very productive if you're very stressed out. I mean, if you're holding stress, you know. I mean, our production at work is stressful, but doesn't mean you have to keep bearing the stress. You have to do things to prevent it and to... Yeah, I think it's best to prevent stress than to wait until you get stressed to then alleviate it somehow. Because I don't think stress alleviation really works. Yeah, I think it really just sort of like feels the aggressive side, and it doesn't really change anything in terms of your particular attitudes. But stress prevention or relaxation, and that really works because it actually reduces the cortisol levels and the adrenaline levels. When you get pumped up with adrenaline doing something aggressive, I'll say that you're relieving stress. You may have a temporary emotional release, but your attitudes don't change, which means that the emotional pattern will repeat itself. And so relaxation, although it may seem boring to a bystander, it seems boring because it doesn't cause stress. I mean, things are exciting when they get your adrenaline pumping. They're boring when they do the opposite. But I don't find relaxation boring at all. It's very interesting. So you see opposites, like something could be interesting, it could be exciting, or it could be boring. Those are like three different, totally different states or totally different adjectives. It's possible for something to be interesting and not be boring. It's possible for something to be exciting and not be boring. So just because you're bored doesn't mean you have to look for something exciting. You could look for something interesting instead. Anyhow, that was me eating a small meal. That was basically lunch. Never mind, it's about 8:30 at night. That's what happens when you spend the whole day at the beach or whatever. I was saying I spent an hour at the beach. I mentioned that earlier. What did I do before that? Who knows? Alright, well, I guess I'll stop here now. Oh, I'm eating grapes. This is a grape. Everybody knows what grapes are. It doesn't really look like a grape on camera. It looks a bit too dark. That's because of the lighting. Also because this is fluorescent lighting. Yeah, on display it has this funny looking this flower pattern on it. Well, anyhow, this is me in another pointless, faceless vlog. Toodles!